How do I explain to my mother that immigration is harder than she thinks it is? Where are you and which country is she suggesting? Bring her a physical paper application for her to fill out. Let her think you agree and walk away. She can fantasize about where she'd like to live. Is she trying to set it as a goal and reach the requirements? Or maybe prepare to know what refugee asylum options there are if you are in a bad shaky region. Otherwise, just tell her the requirements you are missing. High qualification, capital assets cash, etc. And explain why you can't become illegal. It's not as simple as just go and figure it out. Visas are expensive, no? Look on Canada's website, or UK's, or New Zealand's, or whatever countries. They all have rundowns on what they expect of would-be immigrants. Show your mother. Get her to figure out what you have to do to make it happen. Put her in charge of that part of your family's migration. She'll soon see that it's a daunting, time-consuming, and costly process. Not to mention uncertain. Ask her to talk to an immigrant here and find out just how many hoops there are in the US to gain legal entry. Then point out it is even harder in other places. This is one of these self-solving problems. You keep quiet, she finally decides to emigrate somewhere. Looks into the paperwork and you get to have a nice glow at knowing you were right all along. You're not going to convince her until she looks into it for herself. If you've tried explaining a bunch of times and she doesn't get it, then the issue is, for some reason or another, that she doesn't want to know. Either she's in denial and doesn't want to deal with it, or she's hopped up to the eyeballs on anti-immigration BS and isn't about to change sides. Okay, Mom, then stop trying. You can't win with a mother. Smile not, then change the subject. You explain that wanting to move away is immigration. Entering a new country is immigration. Ask her if you can immigrate to her house and work for your keep. You don't know how to cook or clean, but you know how to make birdhouses and she needs to provide for you. Maybe then she can see how useless you would be to the overall home, and why immigration to some countries is difficult. In some countries, it's not hard at all, and there are even accelerators to visa citizenship if you are bringing a certain amount of money with you, or are purchasing a home over a certain value. If there is a specific country she is talking about immigrating to, then you can look up the laws for that country and print them out for her. Sometimes people won't believe their own kids, but they'll believe something that looks like it comes from an official government source. How old is she? Many countries will not accept immigrants past a certain age. You can visit, but you can't stay. Australia, England are two off the top of my head, but there are loads more. Look up the costs associated with moving from country to country. I know someone who is moving to the UK from the US, Hawaii, and the legal costs are $11,000. That's just the legal costs. The moving costs are even more. Tell your mom she can join the military if she wants to travel without thinking about the details. Obviously, I know she wouldn't meet the age limits, unless she had you in elementary school. Or she can become famous. My dad, who was in the military and has dual citizenship, his birth country, didn't truly understand how difficult it is until my SCLS family entered the picture. She also has dual citizenship, and one of her parents became a full citizen while the other chose to stay a resident. She probably won't unless you bring up a website for like Australia, for example, or Canada. Share specific challenges and experiences to help her understand. Open and honest communication can make a big difference.